Sister, sister. Okay. Girl, whether you are new to my channel, maybe you're planning your Pinterest wedding right now, maybe you are actually engaged and getting married very, very soon, I genuinely hope that this video will be helpful. I'm gonna be going over 10 things that I personally wish that I would have known before my wedding day. Not sure why nobody told me. It's fine, because I'm gonna tell you. So let's go ahead and jump on in, and biggest of thank yous to Skillshare for sponsoring a portion of today's video, but we will get into that a little bit later. And just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I promise you're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. Just give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Okay, let's get into the video. Jumping on in with the most important tip of the day, and that has to do with food. So what Daniel and I decided to do is while all of our guests were at the cocktail hour after our ceremony, Daniel and I went to a private little room in the reception. We got to first just walk into the reception, see the beautiful room, take it all in, and then the staff brought us plates of food. Don't get me wrong, my wedding day was the best day of my life, literally, but it was also exhausting, and we had already taken all of our pictures, we'd already gotten married, we'd already done the whole shebang, you know, now it was time to celebrate, but we just took 15 minutes to scarf down as much food as we possibly could. We didn't even speak, we just were like, just going for it. And we had the best food at my wedding. Don't even get me started. We had fried chicken on biscuits. Girl, it was everything. Those 15 minutes were what we needed to just kind of recharge and head back into the reception and have the time of our lives and the night of our lives. And then for the rest of the reception, I could just talk to everyone. I could mingle. I could thank people for coming. I didn't have to sit down and eat because I had already eaten. You're welcome. Number 2, hire a day of coordinator. Now I am well aware that everyone has very different budgets, and if it's just something that's absolutely not in your budget, girl, I get it, I respect it, do what you gotta do. But if you can cut something somewhere else in order to have a day of coordinator, I cannot recommend it enough, truly. I don't know what on earth I would have done without Audrey. I will link her in the description box down below. She was so phenomenal. I promise you, you will not regret getting a wedding day of coordinator, but you might regret it if you don't. For me personally, I really wanted Audrey, my planner, to do the things that I didn't want to do. At the wedding rehearsal, I didn't want to say to the guys, hey everyone, just so you know, this is serious, this is the biggest day of my life. There is no jokes, there's no games, there's no funny business at the wedding. Like, you know, a lot of money is on the line, so we're not gonna be pulling any pranks today. Like, I wanted her to have to say that. I definitely have a strong personality and have no issue doing that, but on my wedding day, I didn't want to be the one to do it, and it was great because I just got to say, hey Audrey, go handle this. Lovely. Next, I highly recommend not making assumptions. Because I didn't hire a wedding planner for a whole year to help me work through every single detail with my vendors, etc., a lot of the work went on me and my shoulders, and I really had to be incredibly detail oriented. Of course, I have never personally planned an event of this size and magnitude ever before in my life as a 25-year-old woman. So I didn't know everything. I didn't know all the details. So I asked the questions, you know. For the photo booth, for example, I got the idea from Pinterest. I'm sure many of you have heard where you can create, like, instead of just a guest sign-in book, having a photo album guest book. And so I had to talk to the photo booth and say, hey, can you guys be sure on the day of to bring a photo album and a pen? What are people gonna sign their name with, you know? Like, we need tape, we need things to put in the photo album. So just really kind of working through those minute details and just not making assumptions, oh, of course they'll bring a pen. They might not. Next, when it comes to the ceremony, I personally really did not want people to be taking pictures during my ceremony. I really just didn't. I wanted to be completely in the moment. I didn't want to have like paparazzi as I'm walking down the aisle. Like, I just wanted it to be a safe space where we were just present. We had our photographers in the back only taking pictures. I didn't want them to be in the front. I just wanted to be in the moment. So what we decided to do, and it wasn't enough, we made a sign on a chalkboard that said something along the lines of like, this is an unplugged ceremony, please turn off your phones and be present with us, something along those lines. You can look for really cute wording for that on Pinterest. So yeah, we had like a chalkboard sign and we put some flowers on it. It was adorable. Anywho, it definitely helped for sure, but people still didn't get the memo because as I'm walking down the aisle, I had a lot of phones in my face. Luckily no flashes, but there was still phones in my face. And I'm like, y'all, like just be here with me right now. Like just right now. Although there is one picture that I'm kind of not mad that I got. Anyways, what I would personally recommend if you want to have an unplugged ceremony is not only having a sign, but also having your pastor, your priest, your officiator, your mom, whoever you want to simply say, hey everyone, friendly reminder once again, this is an unplugged ceremony. Please take a moment at this point in time to silence, or no, to scratch that, to turn off your cell phones and just like stand there and wait while everyone does it. Thank you everyone for doing that, because I'm telling you, people just don't care. They do what they want to do. So yeah, if you don't want to get paparazzi'd as you walk down the aisle, you gotta grill it in, you gotta drill it in. Next, I wanna speak on making a schedule, okay? Now, if you do choose to have a day of coordinator by following my #1 tip, then they should be creating a schedule for you, whereas if you are not, you would definitely wanna make an hour-by-hour, detail-oriented schedule and build in lots of room for mistakes, build in lots of room for things that you wouldn't expect to pop up so that you don't get rushed throughout the day. Because no matter what, you will be rushed, okay? You will, it just happens. I've never heard of someone that say, it didn't fly by, it wasn't rushed. It will be rushed. So definitely building in time for mistakes to happen is essential. And if you do hire a wedding coordinator, just sit down and talk through that schedule, make sure that it makes sense, make sure that there's buffer time. For me personally, I messaged my bridesmaids, my mother-in-law, everyone, and I'm like, hey, who wants to get their hair and makeup done? Like, we're gonna pay for it. No one wanted their makeup done. Only 2 people wanted their hair done, my mother-in-law and my maid of honor. And that was fine, great, cool. But then on the day of, when everyone sees like, oh, this person's getting their makeup done, this person's getting their hair done, then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, I wanna get my hair done, I wanna get my makeup done. Anyways, I do believe that that kind of like pushed us back a little bit and kind of made us a little late. Anywho, point being, it won't be anyone's fault in particular, but things are just gonna pop up, whether your lunch gets delivered late, whatever it may be, things are gonna happen that might kind of push you back. And as long as you have buffer time in there, you'll be fine and you won't be stressed. Otherwise, good luck. Now let's take a little commercial break to hear from today's sponsor. As mentioned previously, today's video is in sponsorship with Skillshare. I just genuinely love and stand behind their platform. It's such a unique and interesting experience where millions of people come together all around the world to learn and create and explore, and it's just fun. With my online Skillshare community, I have dove into so many topics that quite frankly, I wouldn't have ventured into and explored without Skillshare. As I've mentioned to you guys before, I have worked on my Spanish, still working on that, video coming soon, get excited, might have to do with my wedding. I have ventured into photography with classes from Brendan Woelfel. I worked on interior design, and I've been working on my painting and just having a blast. And of course, I'm still working on my mastering illustrations class with Josiah, working on that coloring, that illustrating, that sketching, you know. And memberships are just under $10 a month. They have topics from entrepreneurship, marketing, creative writing, really whatever you could be interested in, they have a class for you. Now you know I got you, boo. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box down below will receive a free premium Skillshare membership because I love you. So be sure to click the link in the description box down below to get your free premium membership to Skillshare. All right, let's get back to the video. Next, let's talk about your fiance, your man, your lover. Now, I had expectations, okay, of planning a wedding with my fiance, with Daniel. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, we're gonna go pick out flowers together and cake tasting, and you know, he's just gonna be so committed to the process. He's really gonna care about which photographer we go with, and like, it's just gonna be such a beautiful experience. It is quite possible, and very likely in fact, that your fiance might not care between photographer A or photographer B. He might not even see the difference that is so clear to you. So while I'm absolutely not saying don't have your fiance help with anything, like he needs to pull his weight, okay? But maybe have him help with things like picking up your veil from the bridal store once it's come in, or or having him get in touch with all of his groomsmen to let them know, you know, what they need to wear and all the details for the day. But what I don't recommend you expecting your husband to be all excited about is which color your bridesmaid's dress should be. If you should go with photographer A or photographer B. We could have saved some arguments if I didn't have those expectations. And I'm really not trying to generalize, but at the end of the day, a lot of guys, not all men, but some men just don't care about the difference between a tea rose and a garden rose. I don't even know if those are types of roses, but you get what I'm trying to say. So definitely have him help with things, but don't expect him to get excited about teal versus navy bridesmaids dresses. Next, give yourself grace, girl. I never planned an event with this many people before. You've probably never planned an event with this many people before. I sure as heck, I did not know how much a wedding coordinator was. By the way, maybe helpful information, in my area, like month of, day of coordinators ranged in Atlanta, ranged anywhere from 1,500 to 4,000 or 5,000. That's something that I had no idea about, and I feel like I would beat myself up like, why don't I know anything? Why don't I know what I'm doing? And it's like, of course you don't know what you're doing. You've never done this before. So give yourself some grace and honestly just take it month by month, week by week, day by day. Next, girl, let people help you, okay? I am definitely the type of person where I like to do everything myself. I am a one-woman show here on my YouTube channel. We ain't got no director, makeup crew, lighting crew, sound crew, all that jazz. But what I have really come to learn over time is that sometimes you just need help, and that's okay, you know? I ended up hiring Sweet McKenna, who is watching this video right now, to edit some of my YouTube videos. I still edit some on my own from time to time because I just genuinely enjoy it, but sometimes you just need help, and that's okay. All this to say, I found myself when wedding planning not wanting to ask my maid of honor for help, not wanting to ask my mom for help, just wanting to like do everything myself because I was the only one that could do it right, and like I'm just gonna do it all by myself. And towards the end, when it was like crunch time, I was like, oh snap, like I need help. If you have a similar personality to me and that resonates with you, early on, just try to let people help you. I promise it probably would have been a much more enjoyable experience for me, and just more bonding time with my maid of honor and my mom as well. So definitely don't let those moments slip by like I did. We are almost done. Tip number 9, do what you wanna do, baby boo. Me personally, I didn't do the garter thing. I just didn't really want to. I feel like it's a weird tradition. It just seems a little uncomfortable, you know, sitting there in the chair and then, you know, he's like reaching up there and then your dad's looking at you in your eyes and you're like, oh gosh, it just seemed like a lot for me personally. Funny story, on my aunt's wedding day, my uncle, when they did the garter thing, he had a pair of underwear. I feel like I've told you guys this story before. Maybe I haven't. If I have, I'm sorry. Just pretend you've never heard this. He had a pair of underwear up his sleeve, and when he went down there to get the garter, he pulled out underwear, and my aunt said that my grandma's face, she was in shock, and I could just totally see it. Anyways, I always thought that was hysterical, but just really not an experience that I personally want to have. So we decided not to do the garter thing, you know? It's your day and you need to have it be whatever you want. As I've said in the past, if you want to be Star Wars theme, do it. If you wanted to have a Disney theme, do it. Like, just do whatever makes you happy. It is your party, your day, you're the one paying for it, and do you, baby boo. We started with food, we gotta end with food. This tip has to do with getting ready on the day of. Eat your heart out. I was kind of worried about fitting into my dress slightly, but also not really. I low-key ate maybe 800 chicken nuggets as I was getting ready on my wedding day. I had an Arnold Palmer, I had some French fries, and 800 chicken nuggets. I was feeling good. I did not want to be that bride that felt like lightheaded the whole day, felt like I was gonna pass out. I just wanted to have the time of my life and feel comfortable and confident and happy and not hangry. Girl, I get hangry. I don't know about you, but it's a real thing for me. Everyone should be very thankful that I ate 800 chicken nuggets that day. That's everything. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found these tips or tricks helpful, and leave comments down below of your best wedding tips. Like, I know I barely scratched the surface, so please, please, please help each other out. I love love when we make the comment section like just a community and everyone helps each other out, and it warms my heart. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I love you guys, and until next time, I'll see you soon. And biggest of thank yous to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Check out the link in the description box down below for your free trial. All right.